We are moving to one among the important cell organelle, which is generally called as plastids. But inside that plastids, we'll be discussing much about chloroplast. So why it is introduced? Because chloroplast is considered as a plastid. And there will be a question: what do you mean by plastids? This plastid, that particular term, is evolved from a Greek word known as plastos, means shaped. And this was first discovered by Ernest Haeckel, and the name was given by Schimpfer, A.W. Schimpfer. And the definition is also given by Schimpfer itself. And what does the definition means? Plastids are double membrane structures or such double membrane cell organelles which helps in store food or anything inside a photosynthetically active plant. They are known as plastids. And if you see here, you can see different type of plastids. One among this is a chloroplast. So if you see here, there are different types earlier, even etioplast, proplast, leucoplast, amyloplast, helioplast, proteinoplast. This you can keep in mind, and we will be discussing much in detail about the chloroplast. And here it is given different types of plast. For example, if it is an etioplast, so it is a precursor of chlorophyll. Chromoplast means pigment synthesis and storage, that means color. And petals are made up of chromoplast, and chloroplast photosynthesis and lipid. Leucoplast fatty acids and amino acids. Amyloplast which stores sugar. Helioplast stores lipid. Proteinoplast site of enzyme activation of this. You can keep in mind. We don't want to go much in detail, and I have given down some of the descriptions about it. So if somebody is asking what are plastids, is there is any different types of plastids are present and its function, anything, if they are asking, you must have to go into that. And now we are moving to a structure of plastid which is generally present inside photosynthetically active organisms, that is chloroplast, which is a plastid. And why we call it as chloroplast? Because it is present with that is a structure which is having chlorophyll inside it. And it is first suggested by, the origin was suggested by biologist known as Konstantin Marchowski, and it is again named after that, observed suggested by him, and it was observed by Ante Schimfer and confirmed it. And if you see this chloroplast, if you see this structure, this is what the 2D 3D diagram of chloroplast. When you see here, we can see stool membranes are there. We can see something grana. We'll come to that. What are they? And we can see intermembranous space, ribosomes, intermembranes. Those things are present. So before entering to this, chloroplast is a cell organelle which is having its own DNA apart from the nucleus. So they are autonomous in nature. That means chloroplast can take or can synthesize some proteins which is useful for this photosynthetic functions. So for chloroplast is considered as an autonomous cell organelle. This is in plants chloroplast, and in animals mitochondria. Both are responsible for generating energy. And if you see the structure of this chloroplast is spherical or discoid shaped structures, somewhere around approximately around 5 to 6 micrometers in diameter, and numbers exceed somewhere around 20 to 40 in a leaf. And if you see this leaf, we can understand one thing: most of the chloroplast, why the leaves are getting green color, we say that it is because of the chlorophyll. And actually that is not wrong. The statement is like that: this particular chlorophyll, the whatever the chlorophyll that is present inside the plant, They can absorb among almost all the light, but they can't absorb green light, and that emits out. So when it is emitting out, we feel it as green in color. And if you observe this leaf very carefully, you can see the maximum green color will be on the top side of the leaf, that means which is exposed to the sunlight. And when we look to the lower portion, it is little bit yellowish green. I'm not saying that there is no chloroplast or there is no chlorophyll, but compared to the top upside part, the presence of chloroplast is less. And when you grow into the structure of this, they have my inner membranes are present, and they have a fluid inside that which is known as matrix stromas, and inside that we have a cylindrical structure known as grana. And there will be somewhere around 10 to 60 granas present, or 10 to 100 granas are present. And each grana are discoid shape. Each of these grana are having thylakoid membranes on inside that, and they are arranged like a pile. And inside this thylakoid membranes, we will be having the chlorophyll present inside that. And those chlorophyll are responsible for absorbing the sunlight. And inside this I have given two photosystems component electron transfer. You don't want to study about that, but just understand that lights of different wavelengths are absorbed by these chlorophyll. There are different chlorophylls are present of different. We call it as photosystem 1, photosystem 2, something like antennas which receive that. So different energies are absorbed. So by in the different levels, so they are having different systems inside that. So these are arranged on the thylakoid membranes, and these thylakoid membranes are responsible for the photosynthetic activity. And inside this chloroplast, in order to produce the energy, a cycle is running which is known as the Calvin cycle. That means which runs inside the stroma matrix, stroma part. And since it is having its own genetic material, they have ribosomes also for the synthesis of the proteins. These are the main things you have to understand about this particular plastid which is known as chloroplast. And the functions, it is mainly responsible for the photosynthesis, and some of the important chemicals are stored and synthesized inside them. And some of the metabolic activities are also done inside them. And they carry some of the pigments. Plastids carry some of the pigments. So these are the main things you have to remember. And if there is any doubt, please put as a comment below the comment box, and read the textbook before you do any work. Thank you.